The former building of the Budapest Municipal Circus functioned for 77 years. The Dutchman Ede Wolf signed a contract with the municipality of Budapest, according to which the building originally constructed for the Universal Expo in Brussels was set up in Budapest's City Park. The opening show was held on the 27th of June, 1898. The dimensions of the original building were identical to today's, yet the former building could host more people, seating 2,290, as well as having standing room. It had a metal structure and corrugated iron walls. It had a lighting system with alcohol-fueled lamps. The ring was suitable for both circus productions and water reviews. The building was situated on the premises of the zoo, and you could only enter with a valid ticket to the zoo. The 2 decades of directorship of Mátyás Beketov marked the first period of glory for the city circus. Matvei Ivanovich Beketov was born in Russia in 1867. When he rented the building in Budapest, he already had a circus in Vienna that was doing quite well. He was a very strict director and an excellent equestrian showman. Horses were the centre of his show. He promised and produced spectacular shows. In 1908, the municipality prolonged the well-functioning lease to Beketov, and he moved the building some 60 to 80 metres towards the fun fair, so it would no longer be on the grounds of the zoo. Before the Great War, he had more than 100 horses. 76 of these were conscripted into the war. In the spring of 1919, the People's Committee nationalised the institution under the name Beketov People's Circus. Beketov was kept as a managing director until August 1919, and then Sándor S. Környert took over. From 1923, Beketov rented the building again, but he couldn't reproduce the spectacular pre-war shows. It was no longer the same high-quality conservative classical show the audience was used to. The poor economic situation and the competition devoured his strength. In the end, he committed suicide. After his death, his son Sándor Beketov and Rezsa Árvói tried to bring back the glory of the circus.
De voltam édesapámmal Beketovban is. Ott láttam először a kis Zolit, amikor kiszaladt a manésba, porond egyik oldaláról a másikhoz futkosott, közben a fordulásnál lecsücsült a fenekével a fűrészporba, de már is fölugrott fürgént, rövid kis lábaival, majd a műlovarnőt, aki a számközti pihenés alatt körbejárt a lovával a manésban, köszöntötte nagy kiszti handal.
The next great period is linked to the name of György Fenes. He was helped by the economic upswing as the world was preparing for another war. Fenes tried to keep the quality of the shows as high as possible. His policy involved contracting international artists, while Hungarian artists didn't usually perform for long periods. Gerard, the legendary clown, was one of the exceptions. He performed in the circus almost continuously from 1909 to 1943. The key to his success was that he could keep excellent contact with the audience all the time.
1942. április. A Fényes cirkusz oldalbejáratánál feketélik hatalmas tömeg. A Szerelmi Láz című cirkuszfilm statisztériája már bebocsátásra. A cirkusz nézőtere most olyan, mint egy óriási torta, melyet valami gigantikus kés 2 részre vágott. Az egyik fele, amelyik képre kerül, színültig tele van közönséggel. Tortos a manés közepére áll, és gitárját pengetve énekelni kezdi a bohóc tragédia öröktalánt.
In the film, Gyula Csortos and Margit Dojka, popular actors of the time, are performing as clowns. The model for Csortos's character was the popular clown of the time, Vidos. Clowns were certainly needed during the war years. In the Fenes circus, members of the Rivels musical clown dynasty also performed quite regularly. leaving a marked impact on their Budapest audience.
Olyan elelmed, és közben éhen hal.
Ilyen tisztelt Hölgyeim és Uraim, hogy a közönség kedvencei, magyar művészek másodízben állanak a cirkusz porondján, a manézson.
1943 saw the last Fenes season. The following year, the municipality refused to give an operating permit as there was no air raid shelter nearby. Lots of artists fell victim to the war. Many were killed in the fighting as either military or civil victims, and many were deported.
A főváros legnépibb szórakozása a Városligeti Nagycirkusz. Áll a nagy közönsége van a világhírű magyar artista számokból összeállított tarka műsornak.
In 1945, the Göndör brothers, Ferenc and Miklos, and Rezsa Árvai received the rental rights of the circus from the municipality. None of them was new in the business.
Az előadás fő attrakciója a magyar ruhában fellépő akrobata csoport.
Göndör, seen here, had travelled around the world with a springboard act. Miklos was a very well-known magician under the name of Korodini, and Árvai had rented the circus before with Bekatov's son.
Fővárosi Nagycirkusz augusztusi műsorának egyik legérdekesebb száma
Christoph, the French Hercules. His Hungarian name was István Kristóf.
Felszabadultan, vidáman köszöntötték a dolgozók egységét, töretlen, hatalmas erejét megmutató május 1-i. Új meglepetések jönnek, újong örül a nép az artisták és az állatkert forgó színes menetén.
Then a new era came with new surprises. The circus in the city park was nationalized on the 17th of September 1949, and from that day on it has been called the Budapest Municipal Circus. Due to nationalization, the unstable legal status of the artists and the tense international situation, international agencies and artists boycotted the municipal circus, and the Hungarian artists didn't travel.
Amit eddig elértünk, csiga tempó ahhoz képest, ami még előttünk áll. A felső határ az égbolt.
In 1951, the season opened with an all-Hungarian show.
Az egyensúlyozás mestere a két bor.
There were not so many types of productions at the time, yet quite a lot of remarkable acts were presented.
És a három szögi, bravúros motoros mutatványa ejti bámulatba nap mint nap a közönséget.
One of the most renowned tightrope walkers of the 1930s and 1940s, and founder of the well-known Ballió troupe, was Mihály Balogh. This gymnast from Hódmezővásárhely changed profession when he met a German tightrope walker. He was a great success, performing all over the country, and he was very popular. Not only was the Budapest Municipal Circus nationalized, but also the travelling circuses and acts. So Ballió was forced inside the Municipal Circus, where he produced a sensational act by 1951.
Ezt úgy hívták, hogy a 7-es piramis, ahol 7 ember ilyen gúlát alkot.
For a few years, an exceptional pyramid act was shown to the audience of the Budapest Municipal Circus. The so-called American Flying Wallender performed their pyramid until 1962, when, during a show in Detroit, the pyramid tragically fell and 2 people died. In Hungary, the entire system fell apart in 1956, and most of the Ballió troupe